Most investors think you need around $400,000 to generate $2,000 per month in income. But when I ran the math using the exact same 10 funds, the number dropped to $240,000. Same funds, same goal, completely different capital required. Let me show you what changed. Welcome back to Simply Money. Today we're doing something different. Instead of comparing funds, we're keeping the exact same 10 funds: SCHD, JEPI, QQQI, SPYI, Chippy, and some others, and only changing the allocation. The goal? $2,000 per month. And what shocked me is this: conservative required nearly $390,000. The moderate dropped that to about $300,000. The aggressive brought it down to roughly $240,000. That's a $150,000 difference without changing the funds. So today I'm going to show you the exact allocations, the blended yields, the risk trade-offs, and which one I'd actually choose. Here's our Simply Money Portfolio Planner. If you like this, you're always welcome to get a copy down below in the description at Buy Me a Coffee. All of our worksheets are available there. This one is great for helping plan. You can do different allocations with different tickers. You can see, and what we're going to be doing today is taking the same portfolio, but allocating different amounts to each one to see what kind of income we can generate. Does a lot of different things. I've done a lot of videos on the different functions this has. Something new that we've added that maybe you haven't seen yet is right here we have this return mode. Before, we just were using this historical return, which is great, especially for long-term funds like SPY, the S&P 500, things like that that have been around for a long time. There's lots of history and lots of data, so your averages work out pretty nicely. But we deal with a lot of funds that are new on this channel, and some of them are inflated. In fact, some of them are deflated. If we're looking at some funds that are new, but they're in a downturn, some crypto funds that are right now being pulled back, those look like they're horrible, and we don't have long-term data to go off of. So what we've done is we've added this 10 percentile, 50 percentile, and 90th percentile, which is based on a lot of different factors. We have the category of what kind of fund it is. You can look over here. You can't change any of this, but you see the category list. We put those in here, and then the 10th percentile, we go up or down from the 50th percentile. And so we have these percentiles, just like if you were running a Monte Carlo simulation, it'd show you what the returns would be if you had a 10th percentile, if you were average returns, or if you did really well in the 90th percentile. So you can play around with this and see the different returns. We're going to run this on a 50 percentile forecasted mode. This is not historical data. This is forecasted based on the different allocations of the fund, what kind of fund category it is. A lot of different factors go into that to produce these. Is it exact? Nope. We don't know what the future will be, but it gives you a better idea of what it could do in the future instead of just using a short period historical. If something's blown up for the last 6 months, it may obviously not maintain that for 10 years, and you get these bloated returns. So we've fine-tuned this for people. I hope you find this exciting in this new addition to the spreadsheet. If you ordered this before, you should have got an updated version. It was mailed out to you. If you have not received that, just email us. We'll make sure you get your copy. Use the email that you ordered it with, please. That helps us identify that you have ordered it, and we'll resend you the updated version. But the updated version should have gone automatically in the past few weeks. All right. So anyways, here are the funds we're looking at. And I've chosen these just to get a little variety. Some of these are very common funds. Some of them are a little bit different. I don't want to just pick all the same funds we always talk about. I added a few different ones. And the great thing about this sheet, you can come in here and the drop down, you can pick any fund you want. We have a ton of funds. And those that have ordered this understand you've done this. I've got a lot of requests. Some of you have requested different funds be added on your sheet, and I've done that. And I'm trying to add those to the master sheet as well. We're always trying to add more funds for you to have a wider array of choices on here. These are the 10 funds we're choosing. Our first scenario, we needed the $390,000 in order to produce right here $2,000 a month of income. In our allocation, you can see we're looking at 20% SCHD, 15% VIG. Oh, we got 10%. JEPB, JEPQ, ARC, and SPY all 10%, and then 5% for triple QI, CHIPPY, and XDTE. This is a conservative portfolio blend. We're producing about 6% yield, just give or take 6%. And we're looking at an average appreciation of about 3.85%. So just under 4%. So a conservative portfolio. This is average expectation of returns. We don't know exactly what it'll do. You can see that produces $2,000 a month. But that's a pretty big egg you need to have there to get started. That's a lot of capital. And people are like, I don't have that kind of capital, but I need $2,000 a month. Let's say you have the average Social Security income of around $1,900, $2,000 a month. And if you're spending in retirement and your financial freedom about the average of about $48,000, $50,000, and I know it differs. If you live in San Francisco or you live in downtown New York, it's going to be a lot higher than that. But you may also live overseas. We have a lot of expats that watch this. You might be in Vietnam or the Philippines, and you'd be fine on the $2,000 a month. So everyone's different, and we can't do every scenario. This would give you that extra cushion, whatever the case might be for you. But $390,000, a lot of people don't retire with that. I watch several channels, some good channels if you want to check them out. Dwayne does Retire on 500K. You have Katrina does one. I forget her channel's name. Same thing. It's based on retiring with about 500K. Then there's Julie, who's also retired on about 500K. So all three of them kind of show their income and expenses, and those are great to see how they're actually retired on $500,000. But a lot of people don't have $500,000. Now, they all retired younger. They're not getting Social Security yet. But then there's, if you've never seen it, Buzz's Retirement Garage. He shows every month how he's living on, him and his wife, on Social Security only. And he shared recently how he doesn't have $500,000. I don't remember the exact number, but I believe it's between 100 and 200,000. Buzz, if you're watching and there's someone that's seen it, give me the exact number if he gave a number or just a range. But it was in that 100 to 200,000 K range, I believe. And he's showing how he's been doing it. Now, again, he's retired and getting Social Security. So I don't think he would have been able to do that at 55 or 59 with that nest egg. But we're going to look and see some possibilities here. I've talked to people who are living on 2,000 a month in the Philippines, and they are doing it on about $200,000. It is possible. There's a lot of different options. This is our conservative portfolio. It produces that $2,000 a month. Now on this, if you bought this sheet, what you do is you put your starting capital here, and we're taking the income immediately. So our accumulation years are 0. And that means we're taking the income at 0. We have our annual yield growth at 0. We can change this, and I think you should, but we're going with just flat. It's not going to grow. It's only growing by the appreciation amount. You're not getting a CAGR on the yield, which if like SCHD, there's a growth on that yield. We didn't put any because some of them may actually lose some yield over time. We're just going with 0. You can play with this however you have it with your funds. And that's important to know because if you add a CAGR on the yield, and we'll look at a difference here in a minute, but let's just go with the conservative. Let's look at this portfolio. You go over to the forecast. In 10 years, you've grown your balance from 390 up to 570, and you're getting $2,800 a month. So you're getting a pay raise. It's not like you're getting an annuity where it's $2,000 a month forever and there's no cost of living raise. That's an important distinction to remember because 10 years from now, things are going to be a lot more expensive than they are now. Those of you that are older, 10, 20 years ago, we would love to have those prices. And I sound so much like my dad right now. Dad, thank you for giving me these wonderful fatherly stories. But I remember when gas was 25 cents. We all have those stories. As we get older, we realize that I go and I buy things. I'm like, oh my God, I would love to see prices like that. But my income's a lot different too. And we're not going to get into that because I'm going to get the comments. My income hasn't kept up with inflation. And I apologize. A lot of people, it has not. And that has been what kills people. But that's another video, another day. We're sticking with this video and this topic. Here we are, $569,000, and you're making $2,800 a month. Let's say you've been retired 20 years now. What are we looking at? Come down here, 20 years. This is not selling any shares. This is simply taking the distribution and letting the portfolio do its thing. Now you've increased your income to 4,000. It should be about the same spending power as you had when you began. You haven't got pay raises in the sense now I can go do a lot more. You've been able to maintain the same lifestyle, but your portfolio's grown as well. And maybe down at the line, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go more than just income. I'm going to start selling some of these shares because I have nothing better to do with this. I'm going to die soon. Sorry, not trying to be morbid, but we're all going to die. Do you want to be the richest person in the graveyard? Or maybe you want to build this up because you want to leave a legacy for your family. That's up to you. But you can see the power of this and how it grows. And it's not just sitting there like, oh, I get this income. And that's where annuities can catch you. All our annuity folks, leave me some comments what you think on it. Am I wrong on that? You get an annuity, most of them, some are, most of them don't have a COLA. They don't have a cost of living adjustment. And that's what gets people confused. They're like, oh, $5,000. But in 30 years, it's not $5,000. It'd be like having $2,000. Just something to consider. Okay, we're going to go back over here. And this is the thing to remember. When people see $390,000, that's where most people stop. They assume income investing just requires huge capital. And it can. Now, watch this. We changed nothing but allocation, and suddenly we've eliminated $90,000 in requirements. Look at that. We take this portfolio and we put it down to $300,000. We eliminated $90,000. Now, I know $300,000 is still a lot of money, but imagine you have $90,000 less you need. Click it. Look at that. Now you're earning $2,035 a month. Obviously, this one went down, but we're focused on the moderate now. Same funds. We just changed the allocation. And I'm not going to run through them all. You can see them right here. We decrease some of the more conservative. We increase a little bit more, not a ton. Still pretty conservative, 8.14% income. It's nothing outrageous. A lot of people, watch Dave Ramsey. He says you can withdraw 8% a year. Again, I'm not going to get into the controversy on that. Leave your comments. Are you a 4% ruler? Are you 5%? Do you believe 8%? Some people are like, I can take 15%. I would caution in a lot of that. Let me say this. This is not financial advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence. All investing comes with risk. Now, moving on. Moderate. With these funds, same funds, you allocate a little differently. You're getting the same income to start with for $300,000 required. Here we have the $2,000 a month. We're going to come over to our forecast. Don't forget, we have to change this from the model. We don't want to look at conservative. We want to look at moderate. At the end of 10 years, look at that. Your portfolio did not grow nearly as much. Why is that? Because your yield is higher, but your appreciation is lower. Go back over here, you see that. You increased your yield from about 2%, but you decreased your appreciation about 1.5%. You're going to get a little bit of pay raise, but not as much because your balance isn't growing as fast. We're starting out on this one at $300,000, and we haven't even reached what we had to start at the other one after 10 years. And after 20 years, we're at $500,000, nice nest egg, and we're getting about $3,200. So as you're looking at these models, this is something to look at and see that, okay, I'm getting the same income starting out. I need a lot less to start with, but I'm not going to get that growth, that COLA, cost of living as quickly. My portfolio is not going to grow as fast. But if you're ready to retire, you need the income, and you don't have $390,000, that's a great way to get started. This is the one that surprised me. Same 10 funds, and we just saved another $60,000. Let's look how we did that. Again, same 10 funds over here, but we allocate different. You can see we're much more aggressive with some of these higher yields. And as you come down here, you see we've gotten up to 9.9%. But we don't need $300,000. We only need $240,000. Again, I say only. I don't mean that like, oh, I'm Mr. Moneybags. Trust me, I'm not. $240,000 is a big chunk of money, but that's a lot more doable. That's a lot more reachable for people. when they're sitting there and they're like, there's no way I can produce $2,000 a month on 4%. It's crazy. I can't save that much. And maybe you can't, but this at least puts a goal for people that's more attainable. I hope you'll start early, especially our younger folks. Start early, even if it's $50 a month. Start investing it, be consistent, and you can get way past this. You have the best tool in your belt right now, and that's time, compounding power of time. But for us older folks, maybe we didn't get started as young. Maybe we had a later start. We had things happen, and that's life. And that's why we're all different. Some people went through all sorts of different things, or maybe they just didn't know, whatever the reason. There's no excuse, there's no blame. We're just here to say today is the second best day to start. Yesterday was the best, today is the second best. And we're here today. Let's get started. So here's our aggressive model. You can see the percentages we put there. $240,000. Look at that, right at the $2,000 a month. Now, if you had that portfolio and you went with the conservative, you're $800 less a month than you were with the $390,000. You can see the power of that. Now, we want to come back over to our forecast. Again, don't forget to change this to aggressive. I do it all the time. I'll be running numbers. I'm like, this seems wrong. What is wrong with this? And I realize, oh, I forgot to change the model. And it's showing the same model I just looked at. I'm like, something's off. Do it all the time. Don't forget to change the model to the one you're trying to look at. The aggressive model. Now, again, you're starting out the same amount, but after 10 years, you're only at 286. You're way lower than you needed to even start with the other one, but you've been 10 years getting this. So there's a lot of power in that. And again, you're taking the income. This isn't dripping, reinvesting. You can see that you're not getting as big of a pay raise because you've dropped that amount that's appreciating. So it's appreciating slower. And you're going to see that slow down. After 20 years, we're not even at where we'd have to be at in the conservative model. And we're getting almost $2,700 a month. So there's a lot of different things you can do there. Again, I just want to reiterate the power of this to use and to forecast. And you can pick any ticker you want, make up your own portfolio. Maybe you have a portfolio, you can plug it in here and see, well, maybe I need to start building up this position higher and not continue to build another position because I need more income. Whatever the case might be, this is a great tool for you. I appreciate you joining me. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel so much. And all your comments, I appreciate them. I try to dialogue with you as much as possible. Please keep it coming. Dialogue with one another. Ask each other questions. Answer each other's questions. Let's be a community where we help one another reach our financial freedom, where we can do what we want, when we want, with who we want. That is our goal, being financially free. And we will see you next time on Simply Money.